my name's Paige and today I'm going to give you a crash course in LGBT history. Rome wasn't built in a day and neither were the gays. Emperor Hadrian, who built a wall that you should be pretty aware of, was openly homosexual. And the Greek sexuality was pretty fluid too. People loving people of the same gender has been around for a long time. The first Sodomy Act was created by Henry VIII. So this was the first law against homosexuality. We're listening to a guy who beheaded 2 of his wives, let us remember. And then jumping forward to the 1700s, we have a wonderful woman called Mother Clap, who created this underground coffee shop for homosexual men, where they could basically liaise together, and nobody knew what was going on. Jumping forward to more modern British history, 1951, the first British transgender woman was given gender reassignment surgery. Her name was Roberta Cowell. For perspective, this happened 67 years ago, which was after the first computer was created. Did you know that until 1967 it was illegal to be a gay man? And even then the age of consent was only 21, which is important because for a straight couple the age of consent was 18, which means there was still an injustice in the laws for the LGBT community. What's a great news though for our queer ladies out there is that the House of Commons tried to pass an act of gross indecency against queer women. However, when it got through to the House of Lords, they dismissed it. The 1960s were an incredibly important time for the LGBT community. There was a place called Stonewall in America, which was a place where people of the same gender could dance together without police harassment. And all was well until about 1969 when there was a clash between the people who owned Stonewall and the police. An incredibly important part of that 1969, which people tend to overlook, was the 2 black transgender women, one called Marsha P. Johnson and one called Sylvia Rivera. The reason these 2 women were so important is because they were one of the first to act out against the police and were rumoured to be the first to throw a bottle. So since then they've both been overlooked a lot by the community and sidelined, and I feel like it's really important that we remember them this month because they're part of the reason we have what we have today. That catalysed some important moments in LGBT history. In 1972 was the first Pride March in London. In 1984, Chris Smith became the first openly gay MP. However, there were still a lot of hurdles to overcome, one being the 1988 law introduced by Margaret Thatcher, which I'm going to have to read because it's so wordy. You cannot promote teaching in any maintained school the acceptability of homosexuality as a pretended family relationship. So, for laymen like me, that basically meant that teachers couldn't support kids in schools, they couldn't teach anything to do with LGBT, they couldn't help kids with homophobic bullying. So children who were around at that time who were LGBT really suffered, and this law was only retracted in 2003. 16 years, which means that every single pupil at this university was alive while this law was still in place. So that's perspective for you. So in response to Margaret Thatcher's law, Sir Ian Mckellen came out as openly gay on BBC Radio, and he created the Stonewall movement, and he and other lobbyists got together. So what I want people to take away from this is the LGBT community and equal rights are still in its infancy. It's only been 15 years since gay people were given the rights to have a civil partnership, and it's only been 5 since gay marriage was legalised. Like, 5 years is actually nothing. Anyone who's younger than 16 has been around while LGBT rights are still completely unequal. And seen as the UK is meant to be tolerant, I think that speaks wonders about the rest of the world and why this topic is so important and why this month is so important to us, and that's why we're making a big deal out of it, baby! Thank you for watching. I really hope this video was educational, and please stay tuned on Aston's Instagram, Facebook and YouTube for more content we're going to bring to you this month.